And one of the Haida was Gujao, a young artist and carver who had led the battle against logging for years. And I asked him, what difference does it make to you if they cut all the trees down?
So if they're logged off?
If they're logged off, we'd probably end up the same as everyone else, I guess.
His answer sailed right over my head. He said, well, then we'll be like everybody else, I guess. And it was only days later, as I watched the rushes in Vancouver, that I realized his simple statement had opened a window on a radically different way of seeing the world. What I realized was that Gujao and the Haida don't see themselves as ending at their skin or their fingertips. To be Haida was to be connected to the land, that the air, the water, the fish, the trees, and the birds were all a part of who the Haida are. Their connection to the land was their history, their culture, the very reasons why Haida are in this world. Sever that connection. Of course, the Haida would still be here physically, but then a huge part of what makes the Haida who they are would be gone, and they would become like everybody else.
Right at this moment, the government of Canada and the government of the province of British Columbia are sitting down and signifying that they agree with the Haida Nation that South Moresby should be saved.
Everyone had now agreed that Guayhanas would remain in its natural state forever. That was huge. That was awesome. That was our first objective.
We all jumped in the Sikorsky. It flew right over to Skinning.
Right to the feast.
Right at the feast. When it was so good.
And ever since that first encounter with Gujao, I have been a student meeting Aboriginal people around the world and witnessing that same attachment to place. Whether it's in the Amazon or the Australian outback, Aboriginal people speak of the earth as our mother. And they tell us we are created by the four sacred elements: earth, air, fire, and water. So I realized we had defined the problem incorrectly. There's no environment out there and we are here, and we somehow have to watch the way we interact with it. We are the environment. And the leading science corroborates this ancient understanding that informs us that whatever we do to our surroundings, we do directly to ourselves. The environmental crisis is a human crisis. We are at the center of it, both causing the problems and as the victims of the consequences. Let's look at the